Hi, good morning, boys and girls. It's so nice to be able to make another video with you. So yesterday afternoon I am at my door and I get a little knock at the door, and there was a nice lovely post office person, mail truck, who delivered this box, and it says keep open up right away. So it gave me this, and it has my address on it, and if you look right here it says a cup of caterpillars, and they mail it out right away because they want you to open it because they're living creatures. And so I opened it up, and here's some things that gives me some directions, and I've got like a little chrysalis holder. This is, so we'll talk about this in the next few days, but here's the most important. So arriving yesterday afternoon were these cup of caterpillars, and if you can look on the side, there are 4 caterpillars, and I'm going to put my finger here so you can see that they're really not that big yet. But I'm going to tell you this, they're bigger than what they were yesterday, and I did take a picture, so I will put that on to show you. Now if you look at the bottom of the cup, it looks like a very light peanut butter or even an almond paste or almond butter, and this is the caterpillar's food, and it is something they'll munch on it because they're going to stay in this container until they form into the pupa stage or they form a chrysalis. Because remember, if they were outside in real nature, they would be eating green leaves and other things outside. And I want you to look at this leaf that I found because I really like that you could see the veins on the bottom. And sometimes butterflies are pretty clever. They don't want their eggs to be eaten, so they usually will attach the egg to the bottom of the leaf. So if you are curious this week, you could go out and see if you could find any caterpillar eggs, or butterfly eggs or butterfly larvae. So it got me thinking, and I know that today they're calling for a little bit of rain, and tomorrow they're calling for a little bit of rain. So I thought, well, what if you can't get outside to go look for butterfly eggs or even hatched caterpillars? So I started thinking about, what do I have around my house that would make a cool caterpillar? Well, of course, instantly I thought of this. I thought of an egg carton, because when you turn the bottom of the egg carton up, it gives you so many ideas. So I thought, okay, well, I have egg cartons in my recycling, so I quickly got them. So hopefully if you have any, and if you don't have an egg carton, think about something that you might have that gives you some kind of texture. It doesn't have to be an egg carton. It could even be as small as a pipe cleaner that you could use to make those bumps, and then you'd have to be creative. So I would take maybe some pom-poms and put them under, so it would make my caterpillar look big. So you could be creative. So I went around my house and I gathered up some things that I had, and the first thing I did was decide how long I wanted my caterpillar to be. So I cut this whole strip. You can see the difference. I opened it up and I just cut the whole strip. So if you wanted to make a long caterpillar, which is totally acceptable, now you might need your parents to help you do this, because I could do it closer to me, because I'm cutting down the seam, so this one is a little bit easier. So if you wanted to have a caterpillar and use one whole egg carton, let's see, if we had 3 small ones and I join another 3 small ones, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 caterpillar with little humps. So it's up to you. Use your creative mind. Now, I know that some people might not have cardboard egg cartons, but you might have something that looks like this, or even styrofoam that's sometimes pink and blue. That's fine. Any egg carton will do. And so I cut this. Now the one thing this egg carton provides you is with eggs and bumps on both sides, so you could make maybe a whole cup full of caterpillars if you had a clear one. And then some people say, well, you can't see a caterpillar, it looks it's very clear. It's hard to see. You could leave it like this and decorate it with a Sharpie, you know, something that's not that's permanent, a permanent marker, a permanent Sharpie. But remember, you have to keep it away from your clothes. And the other thing, what I decided was, do you know what I did? Is I took this, but then remember we talked about the tissue paper last week that you might get in presents, and I cut some rectangles, and I took my glue stick and I just put some glue on the very top. You can even see it with the clear. So once again, you can decorate it with a Sharpie and do it. You can't usually do it with a washable marker, because the washable markers are just that, and they won't absorb on the plastic, so it will wash off. So I would choose a Sharpie, or I would take tissue paper and just, now I have a white caterpillar, and just put them in the middle. And then what I did is I had some file label stickers, and so I just made myself eyes and I stuck them right on. But again, a Sharpie will work on this. I'm gonna get up for just a minute and get you a Sharpie. Sorry about that. And just to let you know what a Sharpie is, boys and girls, a Sharpie is this, and it even says Sharpies. That's what they're called, and they're permanent. So I'm just going to turn this over to show you that if you wanted to, and if you didn't, you can write on your caterpillar with a Sharpie and let it dry for a little bit, and it won't wash off. So what else did I do? So I decided with a cardboard one, you can add yourself some beautiful designs. I don't know why I was thinking of hearts right now. You see that I have little antennas, and look, I gave this guy some eyelashes. So what you would do is, let me find that long one. What do I do with my long sticks? All right, never mind, kids. What you would do is you would take your caterpillar, and what I did, boys and girls, and I'm going to take this out, is I used a screwdriver to help me put some holes in the top of the egg carton, and I did it this way, and you might need your parents' help, but I stuck it underneath this and put it on the surface instead of, right, so I'm putting it up inside, because then that way you've got the table to help you, or a surface, and I just kind of move my my screwdriver around, and then it popped out 2 holes. And so then you can just take your pipe cleaner, stick one end coming out, and stick the other end in. This way you don't have to worry about a knot, okay? And you don't have to, you can cut your pipe cleaner in half so it doesn't have the long antennas. And I just popped them right through, and see what the bottom looks like. And then I just took my fingers and I gave it a little twist if I wanted to make it look like he had some fancy antennae, right? And usually insects use antennae to help get through tight spaces. Sometimes they use it to gives them sensory, so they know what's there. So and then if I take, there's the antennae, and then if I take a marker, this is the one end that I did, but I just want to show you. And all I did was, the washable markers work fine on the cardboard. Now, of course, if I wasn't making this with you, I would really give it so much pizzazz. But I want to just make this quick video to show you. So I'm going to hold up my material, and these are the things that I got in my house. So you can pause this. So egg carton, scissors, you might need pipe cleaners if you have it, pasta, sticker, markers, and there's my little caterpillar, and there's my slime material. Now here's the thing, boys and girls, if you've used pasta, P-A-S-T-A, pasta, you might have to use tape to stick on your pasta, because pasta is pretty heavy, or Elmer's glue, which is the white glue. So here are my caterpillars. Now the last thing I'm going to tell you might be fun is to go back and the story when Mrs. Sweet last week read you The Very Hungry Caterpillar, you can get your caterpillar. You can go out and get some props. So here's my leaf, here's my caterpillar egg, and in the light of the moon, there laid an egg on a caterpillar. And this is just a little bit of a pom-pom. Boop. And then up pops the caterpillar, and then you can go and draw the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday again. Remember, this was him Sunday again. And then maybe with the other part of your egg cartons, you can make your caterpillar gigantic. Now you're going to have to draw butterflies so that you can get to the end of the story. So boys and girls, I hope that you'll enjoy the next couple of days observing our caterpillars, and I'm going to have you write some things in your science journal as to what you're seeing. And then maybe today, since they're calling for a little bit of rain tomorrow, you could make your own caterpillar since you can't get outside. But then Wednesday, I think we're going to have a nice day, and then you'll be able to do that. So boys and girls, it was great to share my caterpillars, or our caterpillars, with you, the live ones, and it was great to make a caterpillar with you. So see you soon.